What's going on, guys? Initially, I was planning on uploading the angle kit video for the Safiro tonight, and I was going to be doing a voiceover for it, but I wasn't happy with how it was turning out, so I'm going to have to redo the voiceover, and that video will be coming out later this week. So I'm going to be putting up a video of us working on Anthony's S14 instead. I'm also redoing the intro to this because unfortunately, for some reason, the audio was really messed up, and for about a minute after this intro, the audio is going to be a bit finicky, but it does come right. In this video, we are basically tidying up some things on his S14, like the rear end, how we hacked it up, we cut it apart just so we could do all the tube framing, started cleaning it up a little bit, and we also started getting into doing a lot of the spot welding on this car. A lot of it is done now, and it's turned out pretty good. Spot welding never looks the best. There's two schools of thought for doing it as well. You could do tacks along the seams or run a bead that's sort of like 5mm long or so. Anthony opted to do just the tacks, but essentially they do the same thing. It's just to hold the seams together better and make the car a lot more rigid.
Look, tell a man no trouble, I don't want beef, man, I just want vibes. Big man like me, no need for the telephone line. I got too much getting online. One move, then I'm on slide. One move, I bet they gon' ride. No need for the telephone line, nah. No need for the snoozing. Big whip outside, I'm cruising. Big stick inside, no losing. Better watch out for the snake and Judas. Don't ask them who this is, I bet they know it.
What was that?
It was your front tubular setup that goes to your rails because it was just hanging in there. I guess the vibrations.
Sabersaw might actually make it easier for cutting all of this.
Probably. I do remember when we were cutting a lot of the rear of it up, the saber saw was actually the easier thing to use in the grinder.
Yeah, it's because you can get it in more nimble places.
Top tip for you guys at home. You're making bacon and eggs. Do your bacon first and cook your eggs in the bacon grease. Still good. Close.
Better than I thought it was going to be.
Just an update on the bacon and eggs. They were good. Ta-da!
I'm a wizard.
Anthony is going to go through with the grinder and start cleaning up of some of the area in here where he's going to be stitch welding. I'm going to take the brake booster, just take everything out of here that still needs to be taken out, start torching a lot of the seam sealer around here so we can then stitch weld that. Before Anthony goes stitch welding, he did a little research before on actually stitch welding, and in one of the videos that he saw, one of the guys mentioned that it's good to have the subframes in just in case there's any sort of chassis twist or whatever. We don't really see that it's going to do too much twisting, but it's going to just take a minute to whack this subframe in and potentially save us a bit of hassle down the line. So we're just going to quickly do that now. Sorry mate, got to put you on the spot here.
Angus is here to save the day.
Trial and error for Anthony.
Hey, stop. Some of these aren't that bad.
Some of them aren't too bad, yes.
I'm just useless when it comes to actually setting up the welder. So I asked for some suggestions, and Angus just said he was going to come around.
Yeah, smoker. It hasn't got a boom back setting, but we'll just see what we can do. Perhaps I'll turn the welder on. It doesn't seem to like that under seal, does it?
Yeah, it caught fire a couple of times before.
So we made some good progress. I've got everything in the front all stripped out. A lot of stuff on the ground here. Went through and took all of the plastic clips out of the interior. Odd wiring bits and pieces taken out of here as well. So really the only thing left to strip on this car is actually the windows themselves. So hopefully we have a window guy coming next week to pull those out. As you saw before, Angus came by, played around with the welder a little bit and got it working a bit better. Anthony's stitch welded all the seams in there, and he's stitch welded a bunch on the inside as well. Just about to grab the blowtorch and start blowing out some of the seam sealer that's around the seam for the top of the strut tower here, and he's just gonna stitch weld in here. As you saw, we got the rear subframe in. We are actually going to chuck the front subframe in as well and start burning out some of the seam sealer that's along these seams here and start stitch welding the front strut towers. But once we get the front subframe in, we're actually also going to, maybe not today, might do it tomorrow, we're going to roll this outside and give this a hectic water blast and get all of the grime and crap that's in it out, make this thing a bit tidier. She's pretty dirty.
He's trusting me with fire. There we go. This stuff sucks. I'm not going to get the stuff that's under the actual panel itself, which just means it's just going to catch fire and then go out. But
Do your best to pick it.
yeah.
So we were planning on doing a nut and bolt check on this in the next day or two because we have a track day in 4 days. But yeah, we decided that we were going to give Anthony's S14 a water blast, so we're getting ready to move that out here. And we were pushing this, and if we come under here, you can see my tie rod has come out of the knuckle. It's no good.
Yeah, no.
Literally happened as we were pushing it out, like the
That's
stripped all the threads out of it.
that's not good. That is not. Oh no!
No, the threads on this are fine.
Look at the bottom of it. They're fucked.
Oh, fuck's sake. Well, fear not. I forgot that I had actually brought these GK Tech fully adjustable height correction. Like these things are pretty sick. I brought these ages ago and I never got around to actually putting them on the car, so I guess they'll be going on and we'll be getting a new alignment before the next track day.
Mint. Do you want me to turn the other wheel all the way so you've got what's got it? Here we go. Mr. Wizard.
Yeah. So we got enough threads on this to be able to put a nut on it just so we can at least move it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to put those GK Tech rack ends on in the next day or so. Got Anthony's S14 out here, chucked the front wheels. Oh yeah, we had to put some front struts in it out of the Zafiro. Throw the front subframe in here, yeah, rolled it out. We just jacked the rear end up by the subframe, rolled it out with that. Got a couple of jack stands under there. We really should have done this before we started really working on it, especially before the roll cage started to go in, but we will dry it off before we're done. We're just, yeah, try not to get that much water on it, but it's going to be hard to avoid that. Like I said, we really should have given this a good water blast before we started working on it, but yeah, nah, may as well do it now because it's quite filthy. While Anthony was doing the stitch welding on that rear tower, I was taking a lot of the seam sealer off around this tower, and I was just fighting dirt and grime constantly on that side. You can see over here, it's quite bad. We need a stitch weld in here as well, so need to clean it up. So yeah, we're gonna do that now.
And Joel's nice enough to be power washing it for me because I can't get changed when I get soaked from doing this.
Yeah, I got a spare change of clothes here because I don't live here at all.
Definitely not. Joel's out there cleaning my car, I'm gonna take the liberty and clean up all of this mess, all the dirt, random miscellaneous stuff, and yeah, bit of a tip around here, so we'll make it look nice. After a few minutes, I've given the workshop a bit of a clean up. There's still some stuff that needs to be sorted out. I need to take that stuff away, and Joel's still going hard, giving the S14 a nice bath. Been fun.
Yeah, I'm a
bit dirty.
Yeah. But
Looking a bit cleaner.
yeah. It's a new day. Finished up yesterday after water blasting Anthony's S14, and it's come out a million times better than it was. Again, we really should have given this a water blast before we even started working on it, but yeah, it's all clean now. This all was just disgusting in here. It still looks pretty dirty, but that's just because the paint's super faded. As I said, I started taking all of the seam sealer off around this strut tower, so Anthony can start stitch welding this tower today. I'm about to start taking all of the seam sealer around this area. So we're gonna take the seam sealer off these rails here, and not sure if we're gonna do along this firewall here yet or not. I'm not gonna ramble on, I'm just gonna get straight into it. So let's do it. I've now finished burning off a lot of the seam sealer in the front here, so both of these front strut towers are pretty much ready to be all stitch welded. Anthony just made a quick start on doing some stitch welding here, but he's got to do a bit of paint, bit more prep work and get rid of some of the paint. Pretty much everything in the rear has been done for what we can do now. We are going to be doing the tops of the strut towers, but we're going to wait till we've got the rear window out, and we can take the rear parcel tray out for him to get to all the areas that he needs to get to nice and easily. We decided that, yeah, we're gonna, once we get the rear window out, we're actually gonna drill all of the spot welds out for the rear parcel tray and take that out as nice as we can. He has stitch welded all of these seams in here, stitch welded the seams around this one, and stitch welded all the seams on the inside of the rear strut tower. It's not the prettiest, but it's stitch welding. It never usually is, and this welder isn't the best.
Nah, Angus can vouch for that.
Yeah.
It's very inconsistent, so making do. I did not take my welding helmet off grind mode.
Did that hurt?
Wee bit.
wrap this video up here. We made a lot of progress in this one. Super happy with how things are starting to shape up with this car. There's still a bit more spot welding to do. We need to do the undersides of the strut towers all in here, but after giving it a water blast, it's all clean and ready to go. We've also still got to spot weld the rear of the strut towers on the top, but as I said, we need to take the window out and the parcel tray out before we can do that. That's pretty much all the spot welding we're gonna do. We're not entirely 100% if we're gonna do some more sort of in the middle of the car, like in the seams around in here and those there, and also along the chassis rails. We might do, we might not, we're still weighing it up, but the main things were just the strut towers. The car itself is obviously gonna have a roll cage, which is A, for protection, but two, it is gonna make the chassis a lot stiffer as well. We have heard that you don't want to go too crazy with stitch welding because it can actually become a bad thing with wanting to actually tear the seams apart. So yeah, we'll do a bit more research about it, and then yeah, we'll figure it out. But anyway, that'll be it for this one, guys. Cheers for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.